Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the 5th of September, 2022, and I am still located at Ottawa, Canada, just on the outskirts. And I was not able to post on YouTube for a couple of weeks because of strikes again. And so if I get another strike now, because on the third strike, if it's within a 90-day period, they can delete your account, right? And so I have all these videos saved anyway, so I would just go on another account and then just upload them or just go on BitChute. But because again, the objective of these videos isn't to get rich and famous or anything like that, although that would be nice. It is to just to get certain people within within government to have to be forced to listen to all of these things and take notes and possibly brief their chain of command or other people that can just kind of facilitate change or maybe get a second opinion based on the mandates and the therapeutics that we're using and just the whole pandemic response and so many other things, because mainstream media, yet again, they are awful. CTV, CBC, Global, Toronto Star, CNN, even Fox, right? These are not any kind of legacy media. They are scripted media. It's planned months and years in advance, and they also exploit targets of opportunity as well. And so, even the event that happened yesterday with the mass stabbings, yes, it happened, obviously, in Saskatchewan, Canada. But when CBC released the information, again, just looking at the license plate, there was 911 in there, and that's a very significant gematria number. And there was also 88 within the time that it was reported. It was 848 or 838, I forget what it was, don't quote me, but with the 88 being in there, and 88 signifying, again, it's another Jesuit, Zionist, Rosicrucian, Freemason number, whatever you want to call it, but within gematria, which is very ancient, coding that is used that incorporates the alphabet and numbers. And so A, B, C, D would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So even 33 being another number, that's CC. And so even in my license plate, for example, there's 33, and there's a lot of significance to the number 33 in my life and the coding. And so that's very interesting, as well as 7-11 and 9/11 and all that stuff. And that's why I pay more attention to this stuff as well. And then on 7/4, if you're looking at September, Sept being the number 7, and then 4, that's also another sacrificial murder number in gematria. And so yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And there was also questions about if the second person, if the photo was the legit photo of the person, and so why would this photo be aired, or a previous one by local RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, if it was a different person. And so and yeah, it was just these are all things that are still going to be coming out with more details as the days progress. More in the news. Within Canada, there are people that I know that we communicate on Signal and Telegram, which are more secure apps where we can message people. And I'm on groups and channels across Canada and the world. And so people are telling me now that they've been asked to print massive voting ballots, and just in the last week. And so that could possibly be because of the all the leadership races and elections taking on being conducted right now in each individual party. The Conservatives, for example, they're running for the next leader, right? So there's different people right now just vying for that spot. So you've got Scott Aitchison, you got Jean Charest, you've got Pierre Poilievre, you got Leslie Lewis, or Leslie Leslin, I don't know, I think it's Leslie Lewis, and then Pierre Poilievre, and I believe Roman Babar, but don't quote me on that, is on that list as well. And then also in Quebec, there's the Liberals within Quebec and other parties. They're also going through a leadership election. So it could be that, or it could be what I was saying before, that this possibly could be a year that there is a vote of non-confidence, or some kind of an election that takes place where the Liberal Party gets taken over by a Conservative leader. And so we still don't know who that leader will be within the Conservative Party. That would ultimately be the next prime minister if their party won. or became the leaders. But again, it's all very interesting because of what's going on right now with the NDP, which is the new Democratic Party in Canada under Jagmeet Singh. He formed an alliance or a coalition, whatever you want to call it, with the Liberals to keep them in leadership criminally until 2025, and so with all the mandates, with all the excessive deaths, with all the cover-ups and the memorandums being leaked and released, and like the actual science, like not being censored or redacted, like actually coming out, and Pfizer having to release their trials, like even this past March, and then you've still got people that are speaking up that are somehow still alive, like Dr. Robert Malone and Dr. Peter McCullough, and anyone that just like has a visceral response to those names and haven't done any research or even like fully even listened to like one interview, like shame on you again, because like after 2.5 years I've had to listen to all the lies with that's not based on science or medical data or governmental data, because again, I've debunked this and I've shared this. I'm doing videos, I'm sharing links, I'm emailing all levels of government, I'm on all these like secure channels, keeping up to date on all this stuff. And so like, what are you doing? Like, you can't even like listen to one video. Like yeah, I can't even on that. And then you've got people like Jeremy McKenzie and me that get blasted even from people like that are supposed to be like on our side, right? So like even in the last like week, I was on a channel and sharing my videos, and someone like said that my videos were that I was annoying or something like that, and it's like that, like, and I laughed at it. I'm like, cool, like how is that even productive? Like when I'm already getting like I've had cops like harass me with like for zero reason late at night, even having complex trauma and a veteran on multiple occasions, just conveniently in the last like 2 years, now that I've been speaking up more about this stuff, but especially in the last year and a half. And then people, and then men, strange men that I don't know, again, like trying to like break into my home and then circling my block for over 2 hours, and then threats, and then stalking. And then even, I don't know if people remember this, when I was prepping for that competition, and like I had this big story like that I said that like I almost died in a car accident because this guy literally pulled into my lane as I was passing, and then I had to go through like these meridians and posts and stuff like that, going from my home to I was going to arm prior to go to the gym, and yeah, and he stayed in that lane pretending that he couldn't see me, or maybe he couldn't see me for a while, and then anyways, I've talked about this, and so I've had like other strange like incidences as well, right? So is this all just coincidental? I don't know. I've had people like try to follow me home, and so I've taken different routes, and like obviously like didn't like drove right past my home if I saw that they were like turning on my block, all those things. But maybe that's just paranoia. I don't know. But I've also had times where well especially more recently, just in the last few months, where like I came home and my door was open, and I'm very secure with my locking my doors and stuff like that when I leave. And so yeah, just all sketchy stuff. And then cops see me like after I leave, like different like I like Roman Babar, for example. He was speaking here in Stittsville at a pub, and I just went to listen to it, and then I spoke at the end, and then like that same day, within like 2 hours, like I'm driving my dogs to the dog trail, and then the cops like see my Jeep like turn around, like lights on and stuff like that. I'm doing nothing wrong, and then like parks behind, like blatantly like looking at my vehicle, and I was like stopped at a light, and then like went beside me into a lane that was like a left turning lane or whatever, and was like looking at me, and I'm just like looking back, and I'm like, hi, you know what I mean, smiling like I'm doing nothing wrong. And like my dogs are looking at him too, right? Like, and like do you have nothing better to do? Like, I'm like, oh, anyway, it's just so frustrating, because like a lot of my law enforcement friends too, they laugh at this stuff. They're just like I don't know what to tell you. They're like, you're putting this on yourself. But I am putting this on myself. It would just be nice if people that were supposed to be like within like the groups that are apparently like trying to fight to end the mandates and therapeutics and stuff like that, like if all you're doing is just slamming people that are actually posting videos, and able to articulate ourselves and be vulnerable to attacks and stuff like that from people that clearly are the majority and want me dead or hate me for so many different reasons, anyway, it's just so frustrating. And then you've got CBC, reaching out to Jeremy McKenzie, who had that Diagolon meme and who was making fun of the government for being duped so many times with like misinformation and like actively blatantly lying about certain events happening, and like, and then with the role players and scenarios that they pay for, letting them play out, and the media is all heavily involved in this stuff. It's all staged, planned stuff, right? And it's disgusting. And so you have this like and I posted a few stories today on Instagram, and I CC'd this LaFleche guy, but like, yeah, he emailed Jeremy, who's been trying to speak out against mandates for all of us, like, but especially for children and for the elderly, right? People that can't defend themselves. And as a veteran, what he was saying is just like I feel, right? Like, yeah, we're like, you don't stop being a warrior or of service just because you like turn the uniform in. I'm still a business owner, first of all, and I still, depending on who wants to accept someone that's not vaccinated or not, or for whatever reason, like even like people don't want to even do in-person training anymore for anything in multiple levels of government. And so we need to start doing more of that. But like we have like these like CBC media losers that write such like such ignorant like emails, right? And like using big words like vitriol and condescending, right, in this email, because he thinks that we're stupid or ignorant, even though I have multiple degrees, and like to be like a journalist or like you don't have to have like the same qualifications as we have had to have in order to conduct our careers, right? So like these people are just so frustrating. And so Jeremy like emailed him back and said, like, you are scripted media, basically lying to everyone and directly the cause of the enforcement and the enabling of the mandates and the therapeutics to innocent people. And they absolutely have blood on their hands, and he has blood on his hands, not Jeremy, but this LaFleche guy. And so I'm glad that he called it out, and I shared that response back. I didn't share the email from LaFleche because it's all just big words, just used again to vilify people, because like that's their job, right? They're just good with spinning words and making people look like awful, right? Even though they're not, right? It's character assassination, and insecure assholes do that. So yeah. Yeah, if you don't know Raging Dissident, I highly recommend you take a look at those videos, because then you'll get a better understanding of like why this is so ridiculous, how they're trying to paint people as certain groups that they're not, and the irony of the people that they're calling certain groups to is just like, it's not lost on us. And anyway, so yeah, there might be an election. There might be an election, and if there is, it would be great to get Chrystia Freeland and Justin Trudeau and Gerald Butts and their enablers and fixers like out of the way, and fired, jailed, all of the money returned to us, and maybe they could be homeless just like all the people that they made homeless in the last 2.5 years because of their stupid mandates, because they don't read anything and they're lazy and they're ignorant. And so maybe if they were in those same positions that they should be in, they would be able to empathize and relate with the people that they keep harming and think are just below them when they're not, right? And I can say that because for the last several years I've been working with Discovery University through the Ottawa Mission as a facilitator. And although I didn't get an email back for this semester, maybe I'm just too controversial online now, I don't know. But a facilitator. And like to give credits and build resumes for people in the area that are homeless, and we've had like very intellectual conversations that transcend, go beyond even people that I speak to on a regular basis, that are experts or engineers, PhDs, teachers, lawyers, doctors, you name it. Like there are people that are very, very smart, and they've just for various different reasons, because of the way things are here, they just became part of this system. And so like even teachers that were in other countries with multiple degrees, and poets and published and so many other good credentials come here, and because they don't speak French, right? They speak English but don't speak French. Even in Ottawa, like they're not able to get jobs in their profession. And it's a shame because the standards are low. So the fact that you were only looking at people that are bilingual, and I'm bilingual too, right? So I can talk. I speak a little bit of a lot of languages, but I definitely am fluently bilingual in English and French. And yeah, with government, you have to be fluently bilingual or functionally bilingual. And so, yeah. I've just discussed, I'm sorry, I'm looking at like the bedrock, and I posted some videos too about ancient civilizations and how we used to be a lot more advanced, and then we regressed, and then we evolved and regressed. It depends on the cycles of the earth, of the planet, or whatever you want to call it, or this plane, and the conditions that, whether they be natural or man-made, that happen in certain environments that displace people or not, um, and uh, and all the cover-ups that we do. So even like this heritage site that's like right behind my house that should have never been touched. I'm looking at all the explosions now, right? Because they were literally within meters of my home, and um, and it looks like it possibly could be like old, like roads, like the bedrock, or like old, like you name it. It could be anything. But these heritage buildings could also be like significantly older than we're being led to believe as well. And why I'm saying that is because the trees that were behind, the thousands of trees that I say that were at least hundreds of years old, if not thousands, they were grown like above that bedrock area too, right? Or at least around the area. So it would lead me to believe that this bedrock, or these stones that look like pieces of road. I don't know if you could see it, but there's even like old, like rusted scaffolding pieces. Anyway, and yeah, so older history, right? And even with like the parliamentary buildings and the museums and libraries and so many other areas here that we're being led to believe are like younger than they are. Like there's so many different ways that we can assess and rediscover, I guess, our lost secrets of the old world, right? And we've burned a lot of books, we've covered up a lot of sculptures and runes and murals and like different like even on walls, like in so many different areas, and we've like tried to blow up so many different like places to and cover up and cut things down, like these large trees that we used to have that were more silicone based. And apparently even we humans, like there were species that were more silicone based and maybe still are in different areas of the world. But yeah, the mandates like in Canada, like the narrative again, as school is starting in fall, is kicking in. We're getting again like the fear mongering against like wearing masks and getting your 18th booster, even children, which is appalling to me. And then talking about like the fear again about being inside and all that stuff. And so this is what I'm hoping doesn't happen. And it seems that like there's a lot of people in the last like couple of weeks especially that are seeming like more and more like negative and losing hope, getting more frustrated, more irritable, me included, and more like isolating more, I guess, and being more introverted. And that is the opposite of what we should be doing. And I think that this is intentional as well. Like I think that this is just like I think whatever this is that we're all experiencing, I think we need to try to get beyond it, and start talking to each other more, especially about ways to move ahead, and even UFO stuff, right? Like this, like I keep on bringing this up, and I'm not gonna stop. I guess until my account gets removed. But but yeah, like I do think that these advanced crafts, whether they be land, air, or sea, are internal within this dome, and they're being hidden from us, or obstructed from us, and there may also be like advanced designs that we just don't have the ability to use anymore, right? Like it's either like lost technology, or we just lost the ability to be able to use it for different reasons. And so I would love to be part of these panels of people that like look at old advanced technology or designs or symbols and stuff like that, and make assessments on it. That would be really cool. But yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now, because I've been gone like whenever I'm gone for too many weeks, so much passes that I just don't know, and I should like make a list. But on that note, I'm gonna leave it at that and hope that everyone has a wonderful day.